hab dir gesagt und gesagt und gesagt und gesagt, dass schön bin ich nicht.
Deep in the heart of Texas, there's a sound close to the heart of most Bubbies and Zadies.
Ich frag, du fragst, ich hab gefragt. Sei so gut, ich bett dich.
That's Itzik Gottesman, Professor Itzik Gottesman of the University of Texas, teaching Yiddish.
Heinz lese ich.
Some of his recent students, like Brandon Mond, come from Jewish families, like you'd expect.
Was macht ihr alle? Was macht Moshe?
Do you speak Yiddish to any of your family?
Sometimes I'll speak a little bit of Yiddish with my grandfather.
Get a lot of grandson points out of that?
I already have a lot of grandson points.
I could tell.
But
you can never have too many.
It's true. It's true.
But look at some of the other students.
Die Deutschen haben
Win Chao Win is from a Vietnamese family.
So when you told people that you were taking Yiddish, what sort of reaction did you get?
What? Why are you taking Yiddish? I definitely remember telling my family, they were like, what's Yiddish?
Der Brief ist given von sein.
I can speak Vietnamese, I can converse in Mandarin Chinese, and now Yiddish.
She enrolled in the Yiddish class because she thought it was time for something new.
My best friend is Jewish, so I thought it would be really fascinating to try and take a Germanic language because I've only been experienced in the Asian languages.
Austin, Texas is a world away from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, the center of Yiddish life in the U.S. Here, the ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jews speak the language daily and have kept it alive. But a lot of people speak a little Yiddish. Who hasn't schlepped to the store or fetched about the traffic? Still, Yiddish almost met Latin's fate, becoming a language spoken only sparingly, which would have been a shanda. But it's being rescued, partly by people like Win Chao Win, and partly by people like Aaron Lansky.
Actually, the number of Yiddish speakers in the world is dramatically on the rise.
Today, Lansky is the director of the Yiddish Book Center in Massachusetts. But 35 years ago, as a student of Yiddish, he had to find his own books. So he went door to door asking Jewish families for their books that were among the most emotional remaining links to their past.
It does get pretty emotional. Yeah. I mean, it always did.
You still feel the emotion?
Yeah, all the time. Right now I have a little bit choked up from it.
Because
it's a world, it was a universe. And it sort of came to an end, at least in one form. And it was an accident of history that we were in the right place at the right time, and it became our responsibility to save it.
About 11 million people spoke Yiddish before the Holocaust. The language almost died along with the millions who spoke it. And when Israel was founded, Jewish settlers were encouraged to speak Hebrew instead of Yiddish. But Yiddish dodged extinction. The modern world has been good to the ancient language, which has developed over about 1,000 years as an offshoot of German.
The world's changed. It's a smaller world. It's much more aware of its multicultural character. It's much more willing to embrace diversity.
And Lansky's library has grown right along with the interest in Yiddish. At last count, his organization has brought in about 1 million books.
For no apparent reason, my eye was drawn to the plaque that says that you have Lady Chatterley's lover in
Yes, but I haven't
Yiddish.
read it. Yeah.
That was translated into Yiddish.
Yes, I imagine it would have been a little stretch on the vocabulary, but they did manage it. So.
Books are still coming in from all over the world, and the staff here, mostly students, most but not all Jewish, are translating as many as they can. Of course, there are aspects of Yiddish culture that don't necessarily have to be translated to be appreciated. Do you really need the subtitles to enjoy Leo Fuchs in the 1937 film Ich will sehen a Border?
Da lebt Theatersachen, weil es helft kein Weinen, kein Geschrei. Trouble hat größer in der Kleine.
Fiedel mitten, Fiedel, alle mitten,
Before the war, there was a thriving Yiddish film industry, and those films are being restored and preserved by the National Center for Jewish Film.
Was steht sie? Sei! Oi, wie schön!
The National Yiddish Theater is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year.
Bagels! Bagels mit a loch on a loch! Bagels with a hole and without!
It's one of the few left, but it's going strong.
The language has a melody, the language has a flow to it. And I think people, whether or not they understand every word, they understand the Yiddishkeit. They get the feeling, the tom, the taste of the Yiddishness in everything we do.
Frank London is a member of the Klezmatics, a group that takes its name from the Yiddish word klezmer, a type of music popular with Eastern European Jews. And if you need any more evidence of the great Yiddish Renaissance, consider this. The Klezmatics played a concert this year in China.
I'm sorry, to China?
Yeah, for the first time.
Lauren Sklamberg is the lead singer.
You're going to sing in Yiddish in China?
You bet.
Absolutely.
Unlike Aaron Lansky at the Yiddish Book Center, the Klezmatics didn't set out to help save the language.
Do you worry about the future of Yiddish?
I think that right now I don't worry about the future of Yiddish. I think it's in good hands.
But they don't mind playing a role in its salvation. In a word, it gives them such nachas.